Hi, this is Chef Cyndi with Fresh and Easy. Today we're doing a vegetarian style pizza. Let me show you what we're going to use today. We're going to have our traditional dough, our fresh basil pesto, some artichoke hearts, baby bella mushrooms, 2 types of cheeses. Our vegetables include zucchini, tomatoes, onions, bell peppers, some sun-dried tomatoes for some serious punch, and even fresh basil. So let's get started. When making pizza at home, I like using a stone. It heats evenly and gives you a really crispy crust, but we want to put this in the oven beforehand. So we're going to start out with a 500-degree oven and just pop this in. And we're going to let it heat while we get our toppings going. Now here I have some oil that I've started heating up. We're going to start to saute our onions. Grab a spoon. Now we're going to saute these onions for about a couple minutes until they're translucent, and then we'll add the rest of our veggies. We have 1/4 cup each of red and yellow bell peppers, 1/2 cup of zucchini. Now you want to make sure they're kind of even in size so that they'll cook evenly. Then we have 1/2 cup of chopped artichoke hearts. Our vegetables have been cooking for about 5 minutes or so. You've got some nice color going. They're all softened up. Last thing to do is to add our mushrooms. And we'll saute these for another couple minutes just to soften up the mushrooms. And we'll start on our dough. My vegetables, I simply seasoned them with a little bit of salt, and then I put them on a plate to cool. And onto our dough. I let this rest for about 1/2 an hour. It allows for it to be a little bit more pliable and easier to work with. I'm going to dust my board with a little bit of flour, top and bottom. And then you just kind of start working with it. You don't necessarily need a rolling pin. If you kind of shape some fists, you can start to stretch it, and then don't feel like it has to be a perfect circle. If your edges are a little bit thick, just kind of stretch them out little by little in a circular pattern so as to stretch and not make any holes. Now we'll put this on our baking sheet, but I'm going to lightly dust our baking sheet so that it doesn't stick. We'll pick it up from the bottom with our fists, transfer onto our sheet, and then we'll start to top our pizza. The first layer in our pizza is our pesto. You want to be generous, but you also don't want to overdo it, because then you don't want to have like a soggy type of pizza. We'll spread this out evenly. Man, if you can smell this now, it smells delicious in here. Then the mozzarella, I've chosen a fresh mozzarella. You can just as easily use like the shredded or shred it yourself. I like to shred it myself, it just melts easier. But we're being a little indulgent here. We're going to use some fresh mozzarella that I've sliced. Use as little or as much as you want. One last one. In go our veggies. I'm just going to use my hands. Your hands are always your best tool in the kitchen, and allow it to kind of spread a little more evenly here. All these great roasted veggies that we just sauteed, they've caramelized and enhanced all their flavor. Goat cheese, that's our second type of cheese. It adds for nice creaminess, little saltiness. You don't want to add too much of the goat cheese though. Our fresh tomatoes. And some sun-dried tomato sliced. I love these. They really pack serious punch when it comes to flavoring and to taste. It's a great thing to add. Now we're going to put this whole pizza, including the baking sheet, on top of the pizza stone that we put in the oven. And we're going to bake it for about 10 to 12 minutes until the outsides have browned and have been crisped up. Isn't this a great looking pizza? I took it out of the oven and I let it rest for about 5 minutes, and then I transferred it over to a cutting board. There you have it, vegetarian style pizza. Bon appetit.